So this is one of my favorite tools. This is a B-2 Beverly shear. There's two here in the shop. I got a B1, which is the smaller version, on a shelf somewhere in my garage at home. I don't even bring it out. And I've had some knockoff versions of the B1 as well. But the B2 is amazing because it'll actually cut 12 gauge mild. And if you ever build like heavy duty tops for your helmets, you're gonna need something that can cut, 12 gauge mild. I'd love to be able to say that it cuts 12 gauge stainless, but it's just impossible to do. And it's really hard to cut 12 gauge mild. Things that you can use to cut metal to make armor, you can use an angle grinder. It's not the best thing. You can use a jigsaw, you can use a sawzall, you can use the band saws that go like, have a little table on them. But probably the most versatile tool and simple to use is this thing right here. I've got a gorget, and I'm going to cut everything on this gorget out so you can see just the speed at which you can accomplish the metal parts on a piece of armor. Normally I'm not going to just let the drop hit the floor, but right now I'll just do, because due to the idea that I don't want to have a really long video, I'm just going to let it hit the floor and pick it up later. And this is one of the reasons why you don't want it to hit the floor, because they come out curly cued and pointed, and they get stuck in the bottom of your shoe or wrap around your foot. There's one piece. Going for piece number 2. And what I'm cutting right now is actually 20 gauge 4130. It's a heat treatable steel. It quenches in water. It is just all around easy to use. It is probably equivalent to like at least 14 gauge or greater in what it ends up being. I make gauntlets out of these, out of this thickness, and then they're super light. I make every piece of armor except for a helmet out of this stuff. The reason why I don't make a helmet out of 20 gauge is because it's too light and you need the mass to protect your brain. There's another piece that go into a shoe suck. All right, I cut this out. Now we do make helmets out of 14 gauge 4130. We haven't made any to sell, just making them for each other and people here at the shop who are just kind of wanting to have an indestructible helmet. And it might be something that I do in the future, but for now, I'm not really building a lot of helmets. Just due to the fact that I really don't want to cut anything thick, because I'm recovering from carpal tunnel surgery and tendonitis surgery in my left arm, and then tendonitis surgery in my right arm. And cutting thick metal sucks. There are tricks to doing this that I'm really not sharing with you right now, because this isn't really a video about using this tool so much as a video that proves that this tool is like the best tool to use in a small shop like this. Now, I could take this pattern over to one of the local places that has a plasma table. In fact, I've got one in the shop that I don't use. But really don't need to, because once again, you see how fast this is and how convenient it is? Like, if I wanted to do this with my table, or using another table here in town, it would be a long, drawn-out process of waiting for my place in the queue, or taking my table outside, because I don't want to use it inside because it has very, very horrible gases that it off-gases, ozone being one of them. And I know that sounds like really weird, that ozone's a bad gas, but it's good for lots of things, like the atmosphere up above us, but not really good for us, like down here on the surface of the planet. So yeah, it also puts off a lot of stuff, like a lot of smoke kind of stuff that can get in your lungs. Also, you don't want to look at it because it'll damage your eyes, so you have to wear special goggles or glasses with a special tint, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. If I'm just making like this, one of these, I'm not going to go through all the trouble of setting something up when I can do this in just a few minutes. All I got to do is clean up the edges and shape this thing, put it together, and it's a gourget.